Alright, we're going to demonstrate how to make chlorine with the S.W.I.M CPU, and it's through an electrolysis process. We're just going to be using regular salt, which is sodium chloride. We'll take a measure of the salt, and this measuring cup is provided in the CPU kit. We fill it about half full, add it to the bottle, which also comes in the kit. We then add water. Now this is strictly for a demonstration. You can actually make any amount of chlorine you want. You just make it in the same proportion. If you're going to add more water, you add more salt. You can make a gallon at a time if you wish. So then we're going to shake the water up to thoroughly mix the salt with the water. We'll then take the CPU unit with the chlorine producing unit. This unit has two separate leads on it, a red and a black, which are positive and negative. They will be hooked up to the corresponding black and red on the battery posts. Positive to positive, or red to red, negative to negative, or black to black. We're then going to pour the salt water mixture through the CPU. And the first thing you want to do is notice if it's bubbling or not. If it's bubbling, then that shows that it's working. We're actually pouring it through not only to break apart the elements in the salt and make the chlorine, but also it serves as a cooling process. The chlorine produces heat, and so we use this to cool it off. Each time it passes through, it gets a little bit stronger. We want to pass it through 5 times through the unit. Okay, this is our 5th time through. And then what we'll do is disconnect it. So after we unhook it from the battery, we'll then take and pour a little bit of clean water through just to flush it out. We're basically just washing off the residue of chlorine off the electrodes so that it won't foul them up. Alright, we now have a chlorine solution, and this can be used to disinfect water. A bottle this size will disinfect about 250 gallons of water, depending on how contaminated it is. The dosage is about 10 drops per liter is a starting point. We also provide a chlorine test kit, and that will be used then to determine the correct strength. So for example, we have this water pitcher here. I'm going to add a few drops of chlorine just to show you how the testing works. Fill the cell up of the test kit with the treated water. And then we'll add a drop of the indicator that also comes in the test kit. What this does is it'll change color if there's chlorine present. The stronger the yellow color indicates that the chlorine is also stronger. So what we're looking for is a color similar to this, a strong yellow color that is about halfway up on the gauge of the tester. That means that there's enough chlorine in here to sufficiently kill all the bacteria. Now what we would do with this water that's been treated, we would wait about a half hour or more until we consume the water. That gives it time to kill all the bacteria. The other thing to remember is the chlorine that we made has a shelf life. The process we just completed is kind of a temporary process. We've separated the two elements in salt and made chlorine, but eventually those two elements will come back together. So after about 2-3 weeks, this will start losing its strength and turn back into salt water. So it's important to make the chlorine and use it as soon as possible. Within a couple of weeks is preferred. And also store it in a safe place, out of the sun, away from children.